Okay, guys. So the next section and the last section of the lesson module is finding total momentum. Okay, so you see the word total, that means we have to do some adding somewhere in our problem. And we have two situations where we find the total momentum, and you see separately and together. We're going to look at the together part first. What does it mean if we need to find the total momentum together? So we see that when we have two objects that share the same velocity. Why? Because they are attached to each other. Now, attached doesn't have to be like, two cars and they're in an accident. And if you try to move one, the other is attached to it. It can be you sitting in your chair and your chair is moving. You in the car and the car is moving. Or if somebody is on your back and you carry them while on your back, that is a together moment. Okay. So when we look at those situations, to find the total momentum of both objects, we have to add their masses first. Okay. After we add the masses, then we're going to multiply by the velocity that they share. Okay. Practice problem. We have um, a child and the bike. Okay. And we want to find the total momentum of the child and the bike. And we also see that they are traveling with a leftward velocity of 1.5. Why is this leftward important? Because we have to consider direction. So if we're going to the left, normally left is negative. Okay, and you have to include the negative in the calculations. So for the child and the bike, we have mass, which is M and it's purple, and we're adding the masses multiplied by the negative 1.5 velocity, and we get negative 40.35. That is the total momentum of the child and the bike. Okay, they are one in this case. Next part talks about separate. Okay, so this we see this when we have two objects before they collide. You're going to learn later why this is important. Why do we have to talk about the total momentum of two separate objects before they just hit each other? Okay, so let's look at how to solve it, and then later in the unit you'll see why. Okay, so we have the same child and bike. Okay, so 21 plus 5.9 to get the total mass and that left velocity. Okay, so we have that momentum already of the child and bike. That's why you don't see it worked out here. But now we have an ostrich, and an ostrich has a mass of 146 and it's running to the right. So since it's running to the right, that means that velocity is positive. And that's why you see the plus 17. That just lets you know that it's positive. Okay. We still have to multiply the mass times velocity. Okay. So when we do that, we have the ostrich momentum 146 times 17, and we get 2,482. That is the ostrich momentum before it collides with the child on the bike. Then you have the child and the bike's momentum of negative 40. So we need to see what is the total momentum before they collide together. And we add them. Even though the child and bike's momentum is negative, we still have to include that in our calculations. So 2,482 plus a negative 40 equals 2,441. That is the total momentum. Now you will have two practice questions on your own to end this module. Then you have the exit ticket and lesson closure that you will have to complete as well.